Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening, BSL. And good evening to everyone else within the sounds of my voice, north, south, east, west, and all points in between. You've tuned in to the April 8th, 2025 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. And I am your host, van driver, teacher, administrator, facilitator, and most importantly, head chef, Mr. Mike Walker. Glad you could join us. Glad you decided to spend at least an hour or so with us on a Tuesday evening. You could have been doing something else, but you chose to be here with me and your fellow SBCers and what have you. We don't take that lightly. We don't take it for granted. We appreciate it. Thank you. Much obliged. Thank you so much. We hope and pray that you had a good day today. And if not, well, you made it through this day. Thank the Lord for that. And we pray that tomorrow be a better day. And well, we got a lot of ground to cover tonight. So let's get started. And if you're in the audience, let us know where you're from. And I don't see too many people saying anything though. So we're just gonna do what we're gonna do, okay? And let's see who all with us here tonight, okay? Let's get started. Shall we? Let's go. Up front, from the Palmetto State, we got Sister Madison. Great to have you in here. The Gospel Source. Glad to have you here with us. Cleopatra, well, guess what? You're second. But guess what? You're here. And that's all that matters. I'm so glad to have you here. Pastor Balders, also from the Palmetto State, South Carolina. Glad to have you here, bro, Pastor. Miss Shay Sharon Love, good evening to you, ma'am. Great to have you here. From the 205, we got Marcus Wilbanks. Thank you so much for being here, sir. Thank you. Christian Harrison, good evening to you, pretty lady. So always glad to have you here. Irene Preacher's Kid Warren, good evening to you. Great evening to you. So glad to have you here. Valerie, good evening to you. Always a pleasure to have you here. Chandra Giles from Alabama. Always pleasure to have you here, young lady. Yes, from Maryland. Yeah, you getting the crab cakes for me? I need some. Okay, thank you. Brenda T from North Carolina. Glad to have you here. Always a pleasure to have you here. Angel Kelly from Huntsville. Good evening to you, young lady. Good evening. Erica Stanley. Good evening to you as well. Always a pleasure to have you here. I think that's it for now. Those gonna come in though. So, but we got a lot to cover though. Oh, we got some more. Barbara Callis. Good evening to you, ma'am, from Richmond, Virginia. I assume the Commonwealth of Virginia. Good to have you here. Angela Wooden, also from Maryland. Great to have you here. Good to have you here. Okay. Okay, we got a lot of ground to cover. We're it's just a case of trying to figure out what we're gonna talk about. You know what? I tell you what. Let me see. I've been sitting on this one for quite a while though. So y'all sit back, watch this, and y'all, well, let me get to it first. It's about dinner. I've been sitting on this for quite a while though. So just sit back and just take a listen. Okay.
You know, I'm at work and I'm going through a bunch of damn near 88 texts from me and a young lady who I've been taking out, spending time with, good conversation, getting to know her, and it was a false alarm. When I say false alarm, Um, she invited me finally to her home. Mind you, I've been taking her to dinner, movies, bowling, all on my dime. You know, I've been trying to put in that work to get to know her. No, not pressuring her, just, just networking, getting to know her. And she invited me to her home, so I'm like, okay, cool. She says, would you like dinner? She said, I'm gonna make you dinner. I said, okay, cool. That's cool. She told me, what time would you like to have dinner? I said, I get off at 6. And she said, meet me at Kroger. I'm gonna be around. I'm be in that area, and Kroger's right off the strip where my job is. So I said, cool. I meet at Kroger, and I'm thinking she probably want me to come there, pick out a bottle of wine, even though I don't drink, or something to that extent. So she's not at Kroger. She's in a handicap spot, right? So, in a nutshell, I tap on her window. I was like, what's going on, babe? She's like, get a shopping cart. We get a shopping cart. She put some alcohol on it, whatever. And she's pushing it. And she was like, what do you got a taste for? I was like, anything. Some steak. I haven't had steak all year. So we had got some T-bone steaks. They were like $28 a piece. So she bought 2 of them. She got some baked potatoes. She got some carrots, and what else she get? Some asparagus. And she got some other little necessities. She's like, you want any dessert? I said, nah. But she got an apple pie for herself. So now we ringing all the stuff together, and it comes to, matter of fact, she got all these seasoning. It comes to $72, right? And she looks at me. I tell you no lie. She looks at me while we're in the express lane, and I say, oh, you want to use my Kroger card? She's like, no, stupid. I got my own Kroger card. So she take her Kroger card out. She said, you're not going to pay for it? I tell you no lie. My voice is still gone. I looked at this woman in her eye, and I walked away. I didn't say no. I didn't say yeah. I just walked away. I'm not even going to ask you, was I wrong? Because God's my witness. I know I wasn't wrong. You didn't tell me you wanted me to pay for the food. You just said you was going to make me dinner. This dating situation.
Mm. 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 What say y'all? What say y'all? What say y'all? What's y'all thoughts on this right here? What's y'all thoughts on this? Should he have said something? Should he have asked specific questions before they went to Kroger's? Should she said something at first that, hey, she was gonna cook for him, but he would still have to pay for it? You know, it was definitely a mix of a communication there, but that for sure, it was bad communication there. But who was wrong in your opinion? Who was wrong in your opinion? You know, who messed up? Who messed? I would have asked questions. But then again, that's easy for me to say. And, you know, hindsight is 2020 though. So let me see what some of y'all got to say. Aisha from Newport News, Virginia. Great to have you here. I saw you wave, Kimberly. Good to have you here. Hey, Latoya. Yeah, that's something right there. You do all that, get all those steaks and everything, and then you got to pay for it. Joe said, "Good to have you here. What state does that man live in?" I have no idea. Sad. Okay. Keisha, I get where he's coming from, but she should have let, or he should have let her know how he felt. communicate. Well, I think he did when he told her he left her there. I guess, I mean, you can't get any clearer than that by how he felt about that. But I felt communication should have been established prior to these plans. But I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm just speaking for myself. I can see where, if one of you young ladies out there want to cook me dinner, say, Mike, I'm gonna cook dinner at your place, my place, whichever one. Well, okay then. I'm assuming that not only you gonna cook the dinner, you're gonna prepare it, you're gonna be responsible for the groceries. That's what I would think. So I could see where that kind of messed him up right there. Hey Courtney, good to have you here. That's crazy. The nerve of her. He did right. Bye. Okay. Lawrence Lee, good to have you here, sir. Marcus, he wasn't wrong. If she said that she'll make the dinner, he had every right to walk away and not say anything. No words are more than enough. If I'm making dinner for someone, I'm handling everything. That's my treat. When did things become so complicated? Who are you asking? I wish I could answer that question for you. Irene says it should have had dinner ready. It should have had dinner ready for the lady. Are you saying he should have had dinner ready for the lady? Because I'm not making out, because the lady said she was going to make the dinner for him. She was going to make dinner for him. Reginald says, my question is, why would you invite someone to your home for dinner and expect them to pay for the meal? If she could not afford to cook and pay for it, then don't do that. Reginald, not only that's not only your thought. I think that's a bunch of thoughts, mine included. Why go through all that? Go through the shopping, then you get to the register and and say, hey, here's my card or whatever. Here, that's just the discount card or the whatever card that is. Whew, okay. Kimberly, she definitely should have said she wanted him to pay for the food. She was wrong. Exactly. I mean, if I'm making you dinner at my house, I'm buying, of course, Christian. However, I think both lack the communication in this one. Well, she definitely should have said something. I'm trying to really see. Only thing I could just truly see where he may have messed up at, and notice what I'm saying, he may have messed up at, is that he should have clarified, okay, are you paying for this? But at the same token, though, I would assume that since she invited to make dinner for me, she's gonna pay for the meal though. So definitely her end. I do this with Christian. How did he mess up? Tell me, how did he mess up? Because that's a tough one for me. She should have also told him her expectations too. I think it could have been solved with just a little more talk. Mm-hmm. I think she should have just told him up front. I think she just should have told him up front. That's rough. Okay. Okay. I agree. Gospel source. Okay. She should have. She should have told him. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Good evening. Hey, Shireen, great to have you. She should have paid. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Lack of communication on both parts. Missed a little bit though. Did he ask her if she needed anything for dinner? Should he bring anything? Okay, and you know what? That's a good question right there. I give you that, because usually if I'm invited to someone's house, and I learned this the hard way, that, well, do you need me to bring anything? Just to make sure. But again, then that should have been the cue or her to tell him he needs to pay for the meal. Okay. She was wrong. Chandra said she was wrong. If you just offer to cook for someone, I feel you should pay for whatever you're cooking. She set him up. She was being slick. I could just see it now. They walking in the grocery store, all lovey-dovey or whatever. And you get to the register. Well, you gonna pay for it. Mm, mm, mm. I agree with you, Angel. I think she would be trying to run a little game though. He should have told her how he felt before leaving her. That would have been a teaching moment. I think the fact that he left, period, is a teaching moment. Like I said, actions speak louder than words in that case. He left. I mean, I don't know what more could have been said though. Maybe he didn't want to make a scene in the store. Yeah. Hey, Bonnet, glad to have you here, ma'am. When she said to meet him at Kroger, that was a clue what she was up to. Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe so. Exactly. If I'm cooking dinner at my house, I don't want him to come empty-handed. Okay. What would you like for him to bring, Shireen? What would you like for him to bring? Valerie says, I would have brought the groceries for the meal I was preparing. I felt she put him on the spot. If you offer, you take care of everything. That's how I was taught. If I offer to cook, then I spring for the food. If money is an issue, then don't offer. I agree with you 100%, Sister Stanley, Minister Stanley. I do agree, though. She shouldn't expect that pay for it unless she told him so. Okay. Uh, Very petty mindset. Okay. She could have said, if you bring the food, I'll cook it. You know what? And you're right. I agree with you on that right there. She could have said that. She could have said that in the beginning. I agree with you. Laurel, Thomas, Sis Thomas, good to have you here. The reality is that there are many women can't afford the life they demand from others. If she didn't have the groceries, she shouldn't have said that. I agree. He shouldn't have walked away. He should have let her know how he felt about the situation, especially since they had been dating a while. That was rude for him to walk away without a conversation. Well, I don't think it was any more rude than her trying to pull a okey doke on him and want him to pay for it without telling him firsthand. And again, and I said this, I think this is my third time. What more could have been said, though? Honestly, what more could have been said? I mean, she was rude for trying to pull off what she was trying to pull off, though. Sister Castello, good to have you here. How would she have felt if he had did that to her? Not too good. She would have been upset. Zola, great to have you here. If you go over to someone's house for dinner and have to pay, should have gone to a restaurant. Who does that? You know what? I was thinking about that. If I'm gonna have to pay for the food, we might as well go on to a restaurant then. That doesn't make sense though. Something a little off right there. Christian, I swore he said he had been paying for the dinners they had previously. Yes, he did say that. So assumption that he's paying. It ain't right, but it's a thought. May that I don't know. That's kind of a reach right there. Maybe. But like you say, it's just a thought though, but maybe. Maybe. Uh Dinner should have been ready. Okay. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. He probably should have told her how he felt when he walked away. But again, I'm gonna say it like this, y'all. Put yourselves in his position. How do you think it's easy for us to say that we outside looking in though, but how would your emotions feel if you had been through that though? I know I probably would have walked away. I know me. I probably would have walked away. So, hey, Shantina, great to have you. Good evening. Okay. Right. Drink or side. Okay. Barbara says, this simple invite really became confusing when it should not have. She invited him to dinner when she should have fixed the dinner. She should have purchased a dinner and cooked it for him. He did not do anything wrong. Okay. Okay. I don't think he owed her any conversation beyond leaving because he was courting her. Then he learned in that moment they were in different pages and she wasn't the one he was looking for. You know what, Sister Thomas? I'm with you with that right there. I am with you with that. hmm I think it's also rude to expect someone to buy something without knowing a budget. Exactly, Keisha. I feel the same way. I mean, I think that was more rude of her to what she tried to pull off, though. Okay, doke. That's what that will. Okay, Sister Callus. Uh-huh. This is one of the reasons many people are single. Folks always about game. Just don't have time for that. Irene, he did right. Joe said. What if he had bought her flowers? Should he ask for the money for them? Mm. He should have said, I have flowers in the car for you and left, not returning and responding anymore at all. Let her gossip about the store, making herself look stupid. Joe, you're on to something right there. You are on to something. Uh-oh, Miss Shay. It was rude to have him standing at the register waiting to pay, looking crazy. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, amen. Courtney, what would you have done in that situation? Like I said, I probably would just shucks. I probably would have said, wait a minute. First I would have said, I assume you was gonna pay for it. And if she had said that and wasn't gonna pay for it, I probably would have went on my merry way. I probably would have went on my merry way. Or it's a 20% chance I would have felt gracious and paid for it, but that probably would have been our last date. Most likely, that probably would have been the case right there. Probably would have paid for it, but that would have been our last date right there. And that's it. Then I had to figure out how I was going to break up with her. Would I ghost her? Would I just say, hey, I don't appreciate what happened? Thanks, but no thanks. So that's my answer. Latoya says, I would have walked away too. See, yeah, I don't see no rudeness in it. They were dating and not in a relationship. Maybe she thought they were in a relationship, and this is what she's used to. I would have. There you go. Is the relationship over at that point? If we were in a relationship, it just depends on how long we would have been dating. It's so many variables you have to put in though. How long we were dating is still the talking phase. If this was the talking phase, yeah, that would have been it right there. That would, because to me, dating is an investment. Pay dates are an investment. And had that mess been pulled off, that would have been it right there. Okay. Uh, some people are saying that he owed her a conversation. Oops. I didn't say that now. I didn't say that though. I didn't say that. Some of the people saying that he owed her conversation are the same ones who ghost people. Mm, that was a good comment. Hey, Cassandra, good to have you here. Just wrong at the end, wrong. That's just right. Hey, Lou, that was just right. That was just not just right all around. So you're saying both people were wrong? Mm, If you invite someone to dinner, then I feel the person inviting me to dinner should buy the food and prepare it. That's just simple common sense. Lawrence, I'm with you, brother. No need for him looking foolish in public. Thank you. That's my thank you. Thank you. You don't need to cause a scene over that. You are absolutely, you all right with me, brother. A guy invited me to dinner at his house, and when I got there, the food was ready. We had a nice time, and when I cooked for him, I got the food and had dinner ready for him. Y'all see how simple that was? Y'all see how simple that was? And they had a good time and a good meal. I hope you tell us more at the after party, though. It's better he walked away quietly than thank you. Walk away, especially these days. Just walk away. It was already clear that she expected him to pay. So what would him verbally saying no change? Thank you. Thank you. I would have done that. Pay for, okay, yeah, pay, and then just moved on. Yeah, but I liked your other answer, but I loved your other answer too, brother. Your previous answer, though. I'm with you when you okay, but you know, me and you get along good anyway, so it's that old saying when you assume, yeah, you make a you know what out of you and me. Yeah. I had a guy make me dinner at his house. He never asked me to bring anything, but I bought some soda. He was a gentleman. My parents told me I was wrong too. Maybe it's just perspective. Maybe so. Maybe so. Kimberly, if he stayed and had a conversation, decided to pay, should he continue to enjoy the dinner, learn the lesson, continue dating? People make that's people make mistakes. I gotta think about the day's devotionals. People make mistakes. That's a heck of a mistake right there. I'm like what someone else said. That might have been running game right there. Who knows? And we going, what if he didn't have the money to pay? That's a good one right there. I think it's more of a mindset thing. That man had great. Ain't that the truth right there? Ain't that the truth right there? She used manipulation tactic. So all I'm going to say is this, though. Communication is important. Communication is important. When someone said they're going to make dinner for you, ask two questions. You're going to ask, are you paying for the food? And do I need to bring something? And I think that'll end it right there, though. Whew. Wow, wow, wow. Yep. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to move on to the main course. Oh, no pun intended. Or pun intended, though. We're going to talk about more dating, relationship issues, or what have you. We're going to talk about plus size people, us economy size people. As you know, I don't like to call people because I know I'm big. And I tell y'all all the time, I'm big. I'm big. I'm 300 plus pounds. And I told you I am made up like a sack of potatoes. I keep telling y'all that. That's how my body is made up, like a sack of potatoes. So I try to be cognizant about how I am when I'm trying to date or try to pick somebody. Okay. But even though the title of it is, geared toward women though, but kind of maybe I'm probably gonna include us big fellas in this as well though. So sit back and listen to this video, and then we will definitely discuss.
Why do men act like plus size women have to settle?
Would like to have a real conversation, even if you do still have some insecurities. Anybody who is outside the very small box that this country says beauty is has insecurities because it's skinny white girls. That's still the beauty standard of America. Can we be realistic? When have larger black women ever been anything but a contrast to white women and propping up their beauty? My bad if I'm like getting too deep for the entertainment and shit like that, but what that causes in men, even men who are attracted to big women, to be attracted to them in secret. Because the further you get from the beauty standard, the lower your expectations and standards are supposed to be. So first of all, you a black woman. Then on top of that, you a big girl. So you ain't supposed to have nothing close to confidence because you don't look like what confidence is. So because even if I really am attracted to big women, because I'm insecure about it, I'm gonna project that insecurity onto you, big woman, and assume that you just as insecure. So you gonna fuck with me on the low and by convenience because I'm not brave enough to fuck with you out loud. I'm not saying that you not projecting. I'm not saying that you not insecure, and maybe that informs the way you see the world. Sure, that's probably true as fuck. But we not gonna act like the world isn't being taught to see you some type of way. We're taught that you are less than beautiful. Actively. You're just now, within the last 5 to 7 years, seeing big girls as models on the front page. Yes. That's just now. For the women who've been having to walk with that for 30, 40, 50 years, that may not be enough to cause an immediate shift. They may not have had the support system around them to tell them like you beautiful the way that you are. I don't want to like fake deep our way out of pretending like bigger girls don't have to face adversity just by being who they are. Even the ones that have confidence, the that they had to fight through to gain that, to stand on that, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta acknowledge that, because then it makes the fight that the big girls that do got confidence, it makes they fight null and void. It's a special piece of hate that this country got carved out for big black women, bruh. You can look up the story of Sarah Bartman, bruh. They displayed that woman, family. Displayed her. You feel me? Like, big black women have always been put on display. So, sweetheart, like, I just wanted to say that just for the sake of empathy, you feel me? Like, the confidence that you have, you taught it to your daughters. Make sure your daughters are in communities with other women and teach it to them. Make sure that you continue to spread that and pass that, and don't worry about no that can't identify. You feel me?
I hear you, Trip. I hear you, Trip. Okay, let's discuss. So, now I'm gonna say this right here. And when they're saying the standards, now I see some, at least one comment I don't like, but and I say this right now. It's not about, we're not talking about health issues or health situations. We're not talking about that. Okay, we're not talking about it, because you can weigh 125 soaking wet with bricks in your pocket and still have health issues, though. So we're not talking about that. Okay, we're not talking about health issues associated with being plus size. Okay, we're not talking about that. So please don't comment that. And then it's not gonna be displayed on here anyway, though. So you just be wasting your imaginary breath on it. What we're talking about is, do plus size women, full figured women, do they have a right to have the same standards? Or do we as people of size have the right to have standards? In other words, you know what we say, we like what we like. We like what we like. You know, we like what we like. I know I like what I like. You know. So just want to put that out there. So we gonna get started though. So what say y'all though? What is the answer? What is the answer? Yes. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Weight does not equate to health. Okay. Now don't get me wrong now. We can get too big and be unhealthy now. Now, you know, I don't want to get it twisted. I'm not gonna glorify being fat. You know, I know I need to lose weight. Okay, so not trying to glorify it though. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure. Facts. Okay. Biscuit, good to have you here. Mm-hmm. Okay. He is appreciated and gifted. Okay. Uh Courtney, any person, regardless of size, has the right and should hold a potential partner to a standard if they love themselves. Agree with you 100%. Humans have standards no matter what size. Okay. Let me see. And well, this tell the truth though. Just tell the truth though. That's why I say economy size. That's what I call myself. I'm economy size. So that's just how I go. It is what it is. Here we go. Yes, you can have standards no matter your size. Where it becomes messy is when you down someone for their own set of standards or preference. Okay, but and I always have a question though. Being plus size myself, I have dated men who helped to build my confidence. It was a few I met that I could tell wanted to date behind closed doors. But I left them standing where they were. There was a secret fat lover. Okay. Full figure women got it going on too. Okay, I want some meat on my bones. Yes. Okay. I'm a big woman, and I am aware that I am not every man cup of tea. I'm okay with that, and I don't want anyone that doesn't want me. Period. And that's it. That's it, though. But I'm gonna ask y'all, my fellow big folks, a question though. God, yeah, that is true right there. Uh, yes, a thick woman's standards are her standards. More importantly, find the guy that appreciates and wants you. Yes. Okay. Hey, Natasha. Good to have you. No one should be dictated to about who they deserve or don't deserve. Okay. 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 Hey, Kiki. Good to have you. I haven't seen you in a minute. Uh, Everyone has a right to have standards. It doesn't matter weight, height, or etc. But with that being said, people have a right to their opinion as well. Hey, I agree with that right there. We should all be able to like who we like and not feel we have to settle just because of our size. Okay, and I agree. Hey, I agree with that. Christian, everyone, big or small, has the right to have standards and preferences. And just because I'm plus size doesn't diminish my right to have same standards as someone who is thin. Okay. Latoya, us plus size women have it hard out here. Men do like us in secret. And rather than admitting it, they tend to friend zone us to keep us around. The key is to love yourself and have confidence in yourself. If they can't love me out loud, then keep on moving. That's right. Marcus, certain people always appreciate the the movement we call body positivity. There is no shame in appreciating the size you are comfortable in. Uh, exactly. Shantina, you can have whatever standards you choose. People judge either way. A person's opinion are not my business. Sometimes there is a cognitive dissonance that amounts to hypocrisy. They don't see themselves as they are and will judge someone harshly and I'm getting to that, for the same issue in weight. All in all, people will have their preference. Okay. I might have to put a star there. Okay. As a black woman and local plus size model, and y'all, she's a gorgeous model too. Yeah, Shanja is gorgeous, y'all. I have me standards and we'll keep them. Why would I sell for anything less than what I want? Okay. Uh yes, we do. Thanks, Lawrence. this is an interesting situation. This conversation makes me think that of the smaller guys that want a BBW because of their self-esteem issue. Whose self-esteem issue? The full-size woman or the guys or both? And why does there have to be a self-esteem issue? Inquiring minds want to know. Brother Franklin from Steel City, good to have you here, sir. Anyone expecting you to lower your standards doesn't have your personal interests in mind. And no matter what state in life you are, there will be people in your corner. It is your job to go through the grass as anyone else does. Okay? Okay. Who is this? Hey, Pastor Duffy Collins. Good to have you. Everyone has standards of what they want or like, but beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And Pastor Valder says it as well. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You like what you like. The heart wants what the heart wants. Minister Stanley says, I think one point he made is that we have to be, has been measured to an unrealistic American beauty standard. If we were in another country, i.e., like a one in West Africa, plus size would be considered beautiful. You know, years ago, I heard that it was a nation, it was an African country, or maybe several that considered you, if at least men, if they were fat, they were considered wealthy. And I always used to joke that, shucks, I need to move there then and see what happens though. So, okay. Minister Wallace, great to have you here, sir. Many men look on the outward appearance, but at the end of the day, it should be judged by their character and integrity. There are a lot of plus size women who have the most wonderful character and virtue. Okay. Michelle, good to have you. Plus size, fabulous and fierce. Who likes you will like you. Yeah. You like who you like. Confidence is the key. There's a perception that BBW automatically have. That's what I was. Yeah, exactly. That's a very common stereotype. Yeah. Let's say big people in general have low self-esteem. Yeah. Okay. And you do. Let's not forget about the people who fetishize weight. Who we have to use discernment because there has to be more reason for wanting someone than size. You know what? Have y'all heard of people? And I'm just going to say it this way. Hate to do my brothers like that. Men getting with plus size women and not only don't want them to lose weight, but also feed them to make them bigger, to gain even more weight. I know I have seen and heard and read several stories about that. Okay. Zola. It's crazy too that when a man is with a full-figured woman, some people think he lowered his standards. They don't understand what he sees in her because they're looking at the size. Okay. Hey, LaPria, glad you could finally join us from Seattle. Okay. Kimberly, everyone needs to go where they're appreciated, not tolerated. Oh, I like that. Everyone needs to go where they are appreciated and not tolerated. Love yourself first, right there. The smaller statue men have a tendency to approach BBW because it makes them feel stronger and more powerful when they can handle someone of our size. It is a case of a seasoned BBW know that he has what we call the little man syndrome. Okay, that's true. Yeah. Okay. They think all BBWs are lonely and desperate. Yeah, they think us economy sized people are just lonely and desperate, and this wowsy wowsy woo woo, feeders. Thank you. I'm glad you said that. Feeders. And I mean, it's disgusting. And the poor lady be sitting in the bed, this eating this this tearing the food up though. Feeding them buckets of chicken and mashed taters and everything. Yeah, feeders. Okay. Whew. Mm-hmm. Hey, it happens. Look it up, y'all. This country comes from black women that we aren't enough, especially the big ones. It's hard to live up to that. You better have confidence without anyone else. Okay. Hey T, I'm a BBW, a thick madam. I hear you. My confidence is off the charts. It is, y'all. I love me some me. Again, beauty in the eyes of the beholder. You are beautiful. So it goes back to the perception that plus size people have low self-esteem and will allow themselves to be treated any kind of way. People think there's a weak mindset that can be controlled and manipulated. I am loving myself and giving myself affirmation of faith over my own life. I hear you. Hey, you learn something new every day. Feeders, you learn something new every day. And it's been going on for years, maybe decades. I agree with Courtney. I want to be loved no matter what size I am. Heavy set men don't seem to be judged as harshly. Well, I don't know about that. Well, you're right. But sometimes we catch hell. Trust me. We catch hell. Yeah. Trust me. We catch it. When was the last time you heard a plus size woman referred to in that way? Mm, mm, mm. Uh, Feederism. Okay, it's the term for those who like their person to keep gaining weight. Wow. Are plus size women or plus size women are lazy, smelly, and can only get us. Ooh, Okay. Mm. Feeders. It's a turn on for the men, but unhealthy. Wow. Love and appreciate who you are for real, unapologetically. Okay. Hey, cuz. Good to have you. Size can change. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Um. But let me ask y'all this: to any plus size sisters out there, to the plus size sisters that are out there, and to plus size guys out there, do you have an issue dating another plus size person? Let's just be honest. It's either yes or no. Do you have an issue dating someone else who is plus size? In other words, if you're 300 pounds plus, do you have an issue dating someone 300 pounds plus? Just do you have an issue with it? Just yes or no. Simple question. You get no prize for it though, but yes. 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 Heavy set men ball and short hair. Yeah, we do. We have our challenges too. Come on, Mike. We love a big guy. At least I do. I hear you. Well, I hear you then. Okay. Well, that's good. Also, I give a side eye every time I see memes about plus size being desired. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yes, I do. Okay. Uh I look at I look at Precious as an example. When she came in public spotlight, they talked about her skin tone. I love her skin tone and her weight. And she is happily married with twins, with a husband who loves her out loud. There are men who will love you out loud and not want to date you in secret. That is true. Hey, Jen, good to have you. I think presentation reflects how you feel about yourself inside. If you are a plus size woman and you dress well, take care of your nails, your hair, feet, and you have a beautiful personality, you can pull any man any day. Okay? No. Okay. At least you're honest. No, but not 16 pounds. Okay. Okay. Yes. Depends on how big the brother is. Okay. 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 Y'all saying no, y'all don't have an issue in dating a brother? Clarify that. Because I see some people saying no, I know that ain't true. Okay, not at all. You don't have an issue. I'm gonna assume it. Correct me if I'm assuming wrong though. Hey Kirsten, how you doing? She said no. Okay. Okay, that's right. I look, oh, I hear you, Biscuit. Okay. Now I understand that. I don't have an issue. Okay, good. That's right. I forgot my own question, y'all. Okay. Hey Trina and Michelle. I'm welcoming. Oh, I hear you. I hear you, cuz. I hear you. No, husky men are attractive. Oh, she say husky. But I was a little boy and I had to get clothes. Always had to get to the husky size. That was so crazy. I'm not attracted to other plus size men. I tried it a couple times. Interesting. Very interesting. You asked if we have an issue. No, okay. That's what I figured. I figured that. I wouldn't have an issue, okay? Kimberly, I love big guys. Okay. I don't mind dating a man as long as he is my package from the Lord. I hear you. I hear you, Cleo. I have dated plus size guys, no problem. Plus size is relative. That is true. Okay. Well, okay. So the issue I would have is if they didn't have the confidence or bad, I agree with you. I agree. I agree. I agree with you. Please, I shouldn't say this. Definitely I love a plus size sister, but please have your hygiene in check. Please. And even if you're not plus, just have your hygiene in check. That's all I got to say. Please be clean. Please. That's all I got to say. I'm okay with oversized and husky. Okay. I think some people's perception is what plus size varies. Some people don't consider themselves plus size, but others may. No, I don't have an issue. Okay. I hear you. I agree, K. Joe. Hey, Joe. Exactly. Please, any woman out there, please take care of your business. That's all I got to say. Please don't. That's all. Sin I want to say so bad. But please, I have seen a lot of plus size and I know I dated. Most of the ladies I've dated, been in a relationship with were plus size. Please be clean. Please. Wash all around the cracks and crevices. Please do that. Please do that. Okay? Yeah. Wait, what you peeping at? Okay. I'm going to say this. We got standards. We got standards. And we have high self-esteem. And to those big folks out there, to you full-size queens out there that love us big guys, thank you. We love you. We love you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay. Let's move on. This is the last one. I'm gonna make this right quick. Oh boy. This is gonna be crazy, y'all. This is a video. Y'all sit back and just look at this. And I know it's probably a sketch. I'm gonna make this out there. I gotta make the disclaimer. It's probably a sketch, not real. I hope it's not real though. So let's listen.
I'm currently looking for a boyfriend. I pay all the bills, his and mine. He get a $500 weekly allowance. Depending on what kind of car he already has, I'll buy him a 2025 or better. I don't have any kids. My job, I'm an entrepreneur. I fly in and out of the country on the regular. You can cheat, but I ask that you let me know, and y'all take STD tests so it won't come back to me. I love real hard, and I don't play no games. I don't even play the radio. I like riding trailers. So if you for real and you looking for a girlfriend, I'm looking for a boyfriend. Hit me up.
Hmm. 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 Well, I'm just gonna just put it up here. I'm just gonna just put it up here. Mm-mm. Hey, L. Hmm. I'm just gonna just put this up here. Hmm. I don't think so. 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 L said this might not be a skit. Oh boy. mm, mm. I don't think she's a bad looking woman, to be honest with you. But mm, she do got those sleepy eyes. Yet you heard correctly. You heard correctly. You heard that correctly. She is not using a filter. She has different videos. That is her actual face. She is not using a filter. She's different. That's a personal preference, but she shouldn't. Mm-hmm. We're gonna keep on. We're gonna move on. Yeah. I mean, what the outcome? I have no idea. I know that that video is booming. Hey, Sheila. Hey, that's true. Bob, Bob said she stopped playing games. She said she don't play the radio either. Did y'all catch that? Hey, glad I could join. Crazy, desperate. Mm. Oh, good. Now, Michelle. Now, there's two people saying this looks real. These days, you don't know. I'm thinking it's a sketch, but y'all saying it. Three of y'all say this got to be real. This too much. Wait a minute. There's someone out there who would take up on the offer. To each their own. That's why men aren't being men these days. Oh, goodness. Oh, no, I wouldn't cheat. I wouldn't expect them to. So there is really no question. I mean, y'all, I just say it like this. There's no question, but there are plenty of answers in this comment section. Oh, gosh. Is something wrong with her? Did she say she pay all the bills? Kiki. Of course it's boo. Can you blame the man for jumping on this? I don't think she's ugly. Oh wow. That's four people thinking it's real. Oh man, she make it sound like a job ad. Well, how she presented it though, I say at least she shoot her shot. Well, yeah. I think that's her business, is how she gets down. More power to her. That's a male version. Oh man, circulating on TikTok saying he only offer. But nowadays, that's a lot of money per week, though. Of course, it would be, yeah, okay. Bills and allowance, okay. Okay, let me get to the last one. Hey, Pat, we ain't seen a good minute. Good to have you here. Just unbelievable. Okay. Y'all, if this is for real, y'all just pray for her. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Just pray for her, okay? Pray for her, pray for her, pray for her. With that said, guess what? Guess what? It's time for the announcements, y'all. We out of time and overtime, though. So let's get with these announcements right now. I didn't want her up there. Thank you. I don't know why she popped back up there. Let's get with these announcements, shall we? Up next, at the bottom of the hour, half past the hour, we're going to have the after party. The link is already posted if you're in Single Black Christians or Single Black Christians Connections Facebook groups. If you're in one or both of them, this graphic is already up with the Zoom link in. So just, you can get in, you can wait in queue. But I'm not letting anyone in until the bottom of the hour. That is half past, the hour, though. So but get your snacks and your dinners ready and everything else. We have a lot to discuss. So make sure you tune in. And, of course, Lord willing, we will have the fellowship. We won't broadcast unless I change my mind. It'll be the same thing, just extended after party. We had a good time last week. We always have a good time, though. So make sure you come in with us. And then after that, we're going to have Tuesday Talk again. And we're going to have a good time. Hopefully we have another exciting and exhilarating episode of SBC Tuesday Talk, okay? And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give y'all a confession, though. When I be wanting to announce the next episode, I want to say so bad the next titillating episode of Tuesday Talk, but I don't think that would be appropriate, though. What say you, though? I don't want to say that, though. Okay? But anyway, thank y'all so much. I hope y'all had a good time. I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. I hope this show was a blessing to you. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you for joining us. And make sure you like, subscribe, and like to the Facebook page and to the YouTube page. Wait, let me show you the YouTube. Click right here. Make sure you do that. Go to youtube.com/at Mike Walker SBC and then subscribe. Do that. It won't cost you anything. And share this video. Do that. Okay? Do that. That's all. And that's it, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all be good. Y'all be kind. Stay vigilant. Take care. Stay out of trouble. Get in good trouble. And don't take any wooden nickels. Until next time, so long, everybody.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. You know, a lot of my brothers are dead and gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the ones that are doing fine, God bless you, 'cause you're doing fine. At the end of the day, tight. But somehow things started to change. Tried to get us straight up out of the game. You couldn't see what I saw. The empire was starting to fall. And everything that I said never seemed to get into your head. I tried to do the right thing, living my life with the words that I sing. Now tell me, I wanted to know what happened to my best friend. As days turn to weeks, and weeks turn to years, I feel for my brother, feel for my brother. And as time passes by, I see it unsatisfied. Oh, I feel for my brother, feel for my brother. I miss you, man. You're my brother.